This is a video that I've wanted to make for nearly a decade.
ABC, I like pie.
Me is ABC. I like pie.
ABC, I like pie.
ABC, I like pie.
ABC, I like pie.
If you grew up with mid-2010s YouTube, then you might remember the epidemic of troll channels that was initially inspired by Super Minecraft Kid, who was obviously inspired by Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, who confirmed he was inspired by Mario T. Plumber. After Super Minecraft Kid went viral for his rage content and bad animations, we got a wave of not only outright imposter channels, but also even more troll channels made by different people who were trying to capture the same lightning in a bottle. From Mario Undertale Kid, FNAF Lover 2008, the Bez channel, the Real Cute Fuzzy Weasel, Crazy Games, Teen Titans Go Minecraft Boy 37, Bonnie Gamer, Dexton Kramer, to the one I'm going to be analyzing today, Charles Bunsville. Most commonly referred to as ABC I Like Pie, but also goes by Flibberty Doodah, Mystery User, Booba Fan, and many, many more. If you've followed my channel at all, then you've probably seen this guy pop up on several occasions, whether it be one of my miscellaneous videos mentioning him, or even my ABC I Like Pie burner account that sometimes shows up. So today I'm going to finally explain who he is and why he's been such an important character on the channel. Of all the troll channels I've encountered, ABC I Like Pie is without question my favorite, and definitely by far the most dedicated out of all of them to just being as weird and unpredictable as possible. This story has a lot of twists and turns, and unfortunately most of the stuff I'm covering is lost media, so I'm going to try my best to salvage the pieces we still have. In fact, this entire legacy all starts on the now deleted Flash website, Sploder.com. Sploder was basically an old school version of Scratch where people can make their own simplistic 2D games. It launched in 2007 and was accessible all the way until Adobe Flash was shut down around the end of 2020. The website itself was still kept up for a good few years until the domain was finally shut down on April 27, 2024, with the only online mirror being the Wayback Machine, which unfortunately proved to be unreliable when it came to playing these games in 2026, whether it be through Ruffle or the Basilisk browser. Things seemed very hopeless for accessing Sploder in 2026 until I discovered another emulator called Flashpoint, which had an archive of the entire website of Sploder with every single game, including ABC I Like Pie and all of his alts. So let's start the tale of ABC I Like Pie with his first appearance on the internet. ABC I Like Pie would finally grace the internet with his presence on July 5th, 2013. Well before Super Minecraft Kid created his channel, but still around the time that Sammy Classic Sonic Fan was an active lolcow, as he would make his internet trolling debut on none other than Sploder.com, before he started appearing on YouTube, Fandom, DeviantArt, 3D Warehouse, MeBling's World, Roblox, Colors Live, Tumblr, X, and even Fur Affinity. His account description should immediately give you a very good idea of what his personality is like.
My name is Chutney. I'm 5 years old. Lots to eat. And I have alt called Mystery User 3000. Lots to eat. Floppies to keep my computer stuff. Pies to eat. A world to be lead by Mesa. A computer to use. Sploder to vist. Gam.
So he claims to be 5 years old as of 2013, which means that bro is pushing 18 goddamn years as of 2026. As someone who's been following this guy for a decade at this point, it's really weird to think that he's canonically almost out of high school nowadays instead of an elementary school kid. I also love how he adopted the Jar Jar Binks speech with how he calls himself Mesa. His favorite hobby is making pies. His favorite sport is eating pies. Total fat fuck he is. His favorite games are eating pies contests. His favorite movies are pie cooking shows. And the people that he respects are floppy disk makers and pie makers. In case you couldn't tell, he really fucking likes pies. He even displays his first ever art pieces on his profile, from this deformed self-portrait, this dinosaur that literally looks like straight up shit, this this black and white smiley face that's not even centered properly, along with a bunch of colorful smiley faces and lines. His art style is definitely distinct and memorable, as you'll continue to see. As someone who's known this guy since 2016, it's definitely very recognizable for me. Charles Bunsville started his career making low-effort shitpost games that he posted on a daily basis. The first of these being
Stuff, I like stuff.
which is just a standard platforming game full of random enemies and random objects. Most of the games that ABC I Like Pie would make on Sploder were either very similar to this, even more simplistic and simply just a couple blocks, or were literally nothing. A lot of them had very spammy names too, like
Bon.
or
It's a Jack.
I'm not going to cover every single Sploder game that he's ever made since he's spammed so many of them, and a lot of them are not that interesting, but I'll go over the highlights. The following day, on July 6, 2013, Charles Bunsville would finally grace us with more of his incredible art, which was mostly just reused from his main profile, but we also got whatever the fuck this thing is, along with more random lines. I mean, his mommy said it was nice. Mrs. Bunsville is a character that's going to come up plenty of other times, so let's just move on. Naturally, since this was the cringe culture of the internet, these games, along with all the other stuff that ABC I Like Pie would go on to do, like telling people to vote everything only 1 star in order to trick them into taking other games' ratings, along with spamming random characters in the Sploder forums, made people irrationally angry, to say the least. And it wouldn't take long for him to notice, because on day 2 of his internet shenanigans, he'd finally clap back, saying,
Everyone in Sploder is mean. Everyone is mean, Waya. They hate me, Waya. For no reason.
He'd make a few spam games on his second biggest hyperfixation, floppy disks. I doubt anyone born in 2008 would even know what a floppy disk is, before he announced that he was quitting not even 2 days into his career as an internet troll. Well guys, that's the end of the video. What do you want me to do? He finally quit.
Tricked ya.
He unquit the exact same day because he finally learned how to use Sploder, even though he was already using it fine before and the quality of his games didn't improve at all going forward. Now that he finally remembered that he knows how to use Sploder, he'd continue his routine of pumping out surreal shitpost games, the most noteworthy of these remaining July 6 games being
Abcilikepie,
which introduces ABC I Like Pie's arch nemesis, Skeptile, who was the biggest creator on Sploder at the time until he was eventually banned for trying to blackmail another one of the most popular users on the site, Jaden964, into deleting his biggest game in a jealous rage. The dude seems like a pretty big spurg in his own right, but he basically pulled an ABC I Like Pie and came back a few more times with other alt accounts. Since he was the most popular user on Sploder, ABC I Like Pie constantly went after him, since he was the easiest target to get a big reaction out of people. The next few games that he'd make over the following weeks were not really all that interesting. Some highlights include the strange kissing scene, a super insightful PSA on why kids should not waste water, ABC I Like Pie caging his mind, in the first post where he started promoting another infamous Sploder troll, Head3000. Things got more interesting on July 23rd when ABC I Like Pie finally expanded his horizons beyond Sploder, as he started making Roblox accounts. This section is really short, so I'm just going to talk about it all right now. As mentioned in the Sploder game, he created the ABC I Like Roblox account, and even created his own Roblox place, which was just a base plate full of free models and a retarded cover of Let It Go by Zach Hadel, who would go on to create Smiling Friends.
But still don't feel, don't let them know. And now they know.
On April 2nd, 2015, he would go on to create his only other Roblox account, which was named after his alt, Flibberty Doodah.
Right here's the flippity doodah.
He ended up creating the
bestest game ever on Roblox! 111 op 1 pobs.
which was basically the same as his previous game, but slightly bigger. It even had the exact same Let It Go cover.
Let it go! Let it go! I'm one with the wind and sky! Let it go! Let it go! You'll never see me cry! Ah!
But getting back on track, his spamming became even more severe for the rest of July 2013 on Sploder, as the vast majority of his games were random letter spam with no actual content. He wouldn't post anything even remotely interesting until the final 2 days of July, where he'd reveal the things he likes and doesn't like, along with his very first intro. Mr. Charlie Bunsville likes Land Before Time, Thomas, Barney, Dora the Explorer, Olvia, Legos, floppy disks, Pi, Sploder, Head 3000, and Roblox. He also likes typing in spam, May from Pokemon because Head 3000 was also obsessed with her, Nyan Cat, and the creator of Sploder Geoff. Things that our king does not like include Abcilikepie, I don't know how to pronounce that, who was a Sploder user that complimented Skeptile but hated on Head 3000, and of course, Skeptile himself, who he dedicated his career to trolling. August began, and Abcilikepie continued his same routine. Bro spammed so much that he started to question, what even is spam? And then he proclaimed his love for Justin Bieber. What a f***. Sploder continued being a mean area, as they were successfully rage-baited by Bunsville's silly posts without exception. On August 8th, 2013, which is apparently Charles Bunsville's birthday, or at the very least close to it, he would make his funniest post by a landslide at this point, and I'm gonna finally grace the internet with it. Do you remember Mrs. Bunsville? Well, on this day, she'd finally punished Chucky. Not because of any of the stuff he did online, but because he ate spam burgers for breakfast. Only someone like Abcilikepie could make something like that up. Bro needs Bill from Violet First to adopt him. Bunsville also created his own personal forum website on this day known as pieisthebestthingever.com. But fuck you if you wanted to see anything that went down on this site, because he accidentally deleted all of the posts on December 20th, 2015. I see Bunsville as the same criteria for what's considered an accident as the French police. The last thing of note that happened on August 8th was Abcilikepie giving Sploder yet another ultimatum. I don't know if this became a full-fledged inside joke on Sploder, but apparently people nicknamed him ABC I Like to Die. He once again denies the existence of spam as a concept, all while praising Head 3000 and shitting on Skeptile. Now, if you jump over the ending checkpoint, however, there's a secret message in the game. Abcilikepie basically pulls a Daniel Larson and starts making bomb threats, and then he makes the insane claim that he is Skeptile's brother. The game then ends with a secret boss against Abcilikepie himself, whose stats are so high that he's basically impossible to beat. On August 9th, 2013, he exposed Skeptile for making mean on his ghost account. Just like the previous game, there's a secret room beyond the checkpoint, this time with Abcilikepie's Sploder head warning to turn back. Once you reach the hidden room, Abcilikepie continues to claim that he is Skeptile's brother, and he made all of the Skeptile hate games so that nobody would figure it out. Yeah guys, if you have a brother or sister, make a bunch of hate games against them so that nobody knows you're related, even if you've never even talked about them in the first place. The game ends with yet another unbeatable boss, this time being George the Gorilla. On August 12, 2013, Abcilikepie would finally face the ban hammer, as the Sploder Jannies finally timed him out from the forums for a week. I don't think these forums were ever archived, but apparently he acted the same way there as he did in the games. On August 13th, Abcilikepie would continue going through the motions as he made a game where you play as Head 3000 and defeat Skeptile, except he made Skeptile unbeatable, so I don't think this game got the point across that he wanted it to. On August 17th and August 18th, we'd finally get another wave of Abcilikepie games that had the exact same theme, along with a new intro. Abcilikepie would put toilet paper on Skeptile's foot, have Head 3000 sit on him, and have him lick a bunch of stuff.
Ryan, look out!
This also started one of Abcilikepie's running gags in his content, and that's shoving peanut butter up the nose or ear of people he doesn't like. Believe it or not, but after a seemingly endless wave of troll games, Abcilikepie would eventually retire his main Sploder account after being threatened with a ban for making games after all the anti-Skeptile content he's done, with his final post of 2013 being an announcement of a new account, along with the password of said account, so all of his A-logs can post whatever the fuck they want under his name. ABC I Like Pie is definitely a lover of causing chaos. I haven't brought them up yet, but ABC I Like Pie is a ridiculous amount of alt accounts on Sploder. I'm not going to really analyze them at all since they were mostly just the exact same as his main account and none of them are really worth talking about, but here they all are. The only one of note was the Mystery User 3000 account where he had a strange hyperfixation on Slender Man, and he revealed that his favorite element is uranium, so there's an extra bit of lore there. With that being said, we're finally done talking about ABC I Like Pie's Sploder account, and I'm glad that we are because this is by far the least interesting part of ABC I Like Pie's history in my opinion. If this was the only thing that he ever did, then I would not be here making this video, and I won't even really know or care who he is, to be honest. But obviously the context is important for later on, and there were still some really funny moments worth talking about. Aside from Sploder and Roblox, the only other websites that ABC I Like Pie was active on in 2013 were Fandom and YouTube. There's almost no info on ABC I Like Pie's channel from 2013, but it sure did exist at some point. The only tangible evidence of its existence comes from ABC I Like Pie's first activity on Fandom, where he posted a now lost video of Skeptile singing on his message wall. I would love to know what this video looks like. I have no fucking clue. ABC I Like Pie also referenced this 2013 channel a couple of times on his also now deleted 2016 channel. I don't remember anything about the Skeptile's a meanie video, but one of ABC I Like Pie's most memorable videos back in the day was a rant on the Sploder website that he claims to have re-uploaded from his 2013 channel. This video isn't available anymore, but here's a rough recreation of it from memory.
Hello. Mesa is Charles Buns, but you can call me Chucky. Yay. Leader of Liberty Doodah Productions. My Sploder username is ABC I Like Pie. Today me and gonna review Sploder site. Yay. Happy day. Meanie mommy won't let me use my real voice, so me will have to use text to speech. 1111. Let's start with meanie moderators. 1111. They banned all of my main accounts. They batty. Now let's talk about Skeptile. 1111 left parenthesis right parenthesis underscore equals HHHHJSLESLESLE cap. 1111 he gets too many views. 1111 he hates Justin Bieber. He was meanie to Jaden 964. Me sad. Me cry. He is a meanie. Me rate Sploder site 5 stars. You might think this is good, it not. 1 star is good, because it is first place. 5 stars is bad, because it is 5th place. First place wins and 5th place loses.
Not only does ABC I Like Pie keep the Jar Jar Binks speech from his Sploder profile, but we also get another one of his most common phrases where he calls things batty. Obviously he spams random characters in the exact same way, and in the original video, the part where he says left parenthesis, right parenthesis was absolutely distorted to fuck, which I did my best to recreate. Also, only someone like ABC I Like Pie could come up with something as amazing as 1 star means first place. "2014 is when things start getting way more interesting for ABC I Like Pie, as he transitioned from being a troll on Sploder to being way more active on DeviantArt, where his posts would get significantly stranger and more entertaining than the Nothing Burger Sploder games. The first DeviantArt account he made was a more obscure one called Sammy Yay that he made around July 2014. It didn't have any posts, but the bio was just random spam, pies, trains, and floppy disks. He also made an account called Dory of the, which is based on the 3D warehouse user of the same name, who was around all the way back in 2007. This ABC I Like Pie alt didn't do much, but it has a pretty wild comment board. Around August of 2014, he'd finally make official ABC I Like Pie and Flipperty Doodad DeviantArt accounts, and he was definitely a lot more active on the Flipperty Doodad one. Sadly, I don't really have any info on ABC I Like Pie's DeviantArt activity in 2014, but I have a lot for Flipperty Doodad. Not only do I love the stock poison warning face as his profile picture, but he's also a pilgrim vampire scuba diver. His interests are about what you'd expect, as his favorite artist is
Mesa.
And he loves Barney and Dora. Some other highlights include
Me don't leak books. What is a writer?
And he's one of the few DeviantArt users to actually respond to the Tools of Trade question. but this is his response. In his bio, we get an introduction to some of his most iconic quotes, from
Spam doesn't exist. It is an illusion.
to the legendary all-seeing eye copy pasta.
Did anyone notice the all-seeing eye flying in the air? It floats right behind your head. Try to tap it and it will avoid you. Try to turn your head and it will move with it. Still behind your head. It is impossible to get rid of this meme, except copy and paste this to someone else's page and it will magically disappear and it will never stalk you again.
Along with some of his old quotes like the call to vote everything 1 star and the world domination speech, he also provides a link to his Sploder account that I already talked about, and then a link to a news site called MeBlink's World, which is another obscure Adobe Flash level editor site. Believe it or not, but some of these games are still playable on the Internet Archive if you use Ruffle. You can still play
ABC I like stuff suit if you could stuff.
in my personal favorite,
I eat people for breakfast, I'm so cool, do the Gangnam Style up.
similarly to a lot of his Sploder games. However, these 3 games have absolutely nothing in them. He also keeps the same I like stuff naming convention, it seems. Getting back to the DeviantArt account, let's talk about his actual posts. The first piece of art that he'd release is a one-dimensional model, whatever that means, followed by whatever this thing is, and then ABC I Like Pie's secret box. He'd then start posting some stuff from 3D Warehouse, which is the website he used for all of his 3D models. He even has an account that's still up where he has some other really funny posts like Cool Woman, Evil Woman, New York, and many that can be found on DeviantArt, like and the most ingenious thing that Flibberty Dude has ever made, a cube. His other art pieces from 2014 include a purple nuke, which is funnily enough the nuke that I've had as my Steam profile since 2013, a random Yahoo scam message, whatever the fuck all this is, and then a ballerina snowman. Those last 2 I mentioned are going to be very important at the end of the video. You're not going to believe what the payoff is, seriously. Also, what the fuck is...
And
why is it marked as 18 and up? Did ABC I Like Pie drop porn? Did I just expose him? Who knows if we'll ever find out. Now let's talk about his other miscellaneous posts and comments that stand out, because there were a lot of hilarious ones. On August 27th, 2014, he crashed out over a water molecule, saying,
his name Mickey Mouse, not Walter Molecule. To tell him who made this picture, you are a fool. Mesa got banned from Sploder.com for the 5th time. The moderators are met on his theory. Me was banned for trolling, spamming, ban evasion. What is so wrong with that? Also spamming doesn't exist. Mesa only have 45 alts on that site.
yeah guys, he only has 45 alts, that's pretty standard, maybe even slightly below average honestly. Then on September 2nd, 2014, a few of his comments on his profile got archived.
Onazy, Twazy, Thresy, Forcy, Fivazy, Sixtazy, Sevency, Eightazy, Nincy, Tensy. That was hard to count. What I want my money. Me type slowly. Me don't know how to spell contra.
ABC I Like Pie would get brutalized if you ever tried Mario Teaches Typing, holy shit. On October 2014, we get another archive of Flibberty Doodad's DeviantArt page with even more insane moments. A profile picture that foreshadows something that gets revealed later on, and a new copy pasta.
If you are reading this, you are infected with the phantom of past fictional. It know all your thoughts and feels and can read your mind. It invisible so you can see it, and if you try to touch it, your hand goes over it. The only way to get rid of this is to copy and paste this to 3 people's profiles.
On October 1st, 2014, ABC I Like Pie would reveal that his username was supposed to be
Flibberty Doodah ABC I Like Pie Doggy Doo Drooler Crappy Crab Apple Dum Dum Dummy Googly.
Wow, dude, that username makes so much more sense. It's so retarded that they didn't let him do that. He'd then make even more posts crashing out over the Sploder and DeviantArt moderators over the course of that week. On October 8th, 2014, we'd get one of the greatest interactions I've ever seen on the internet in my entire life. Slide Bear, who who I don't know if this is ABC I Like Pie's alt or not, but I don't think we'll ever find out, comes in with,
"What does the shut the up fart 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 fart?"
only for Fliverty Doodad to respond in absolute confusion. And Slide Bear comes back a few hours later with another,
"Shut the up."
It says a lot that even Charles Bunsville is confused as to what he's reading. But with that being said, we have a new year on our hands as 2014 passes and we get more of the same stuff in 2015. Fliverty Doodad continued posting even more insane art, such as re-uploads of some of his line art from Sploder and even the return of the This one right here is honestly pretty normal, not gonna lie. We then get a tutorial on how to draw a circle straight from the Squidward Tentacles School of Art, followed by our first introduction to what would become Charles Bunsville's biggest obsession by far, and that's hating furries. Based? Although for someone who claims to hate furries and their degeneracy, it's pretty suspicious how he went out of his way to draw a graphic torture scene of a furry getting peanut butter suction tubed up its nose and having to eat it afterward. Apparently this is the only way to cure furryism, so I guess it's normal. Remember guys, flurries equals perverts. The last two art pieces that Fliverty Doodad would do for the year were the iconic
Superman
and finally, a real, authentic map of the United States of America. I love how he draws the western United States instead of the central ones, like the title says. Getting back to some actual dates, in spring 2015, we'd finally get a look at the actual ABC I Like Pie DeviantArt account, along with the first appearance of the weirdest image that ABC I Like Pie has ever made. Ever since I discovered ABC I Like Pie 10 years ago, this image has always perplexed me more than anything else, and it might be, honestly, my favorite thing to come out of ABC I Like Pie. It's a genuinely cool and abstract art piece. Eventually the origin for it got revealed much later on, but we're not even close to that point in the story yet. On March 12th, 2015, ABC I Like Pie would finally write a perfect sentence after 10 hours of hard work and determination, followed by an anti-furry fandom stamp. On this day, he also posted the longest line in the entirety of DeviantArt history and an anti-furry arrest warrant from King Fliverty Doodad himself.
Me hit you with a block you, and turn you into a blockhead.
Then after only 10 days of being active on DeviantArt, he'd quit on March 22nd, 2015 because, well, you're all meanies. Before I transition back to talking about Fliverty Doodad, I just want to leave you with this quote from March 31st.
Me is not another furry individual, me is Fliverty Doodad. You are mean. Leave me alone.
On April 22nd, 2015, he'd go back to being more active on the Fliverty Doodad account after his 234th ban on Sploder.
My art not funny, Raya.
On April 23rd, 2015, he announced that he got banned on the Fantendo wiki, which he made an account for on 420 Day, only to get immediately banned 2 days later since it showed up that all of his edits were being made through Tor, which is a browser that prevents a user's location and activity from being tracked, and is used to access .onion links on the fucking dark web. Who knows if ABC I Like Pie was using Tor for all of his troll activity this whole time, but that's pretty damning evidence that he's not 6 years old. I'm surprised he let that one slip through the cracks. He also replied to a post asking anyone if they wanted to meet the users from Fantendo in real life, and being the based individual that he is, he responded,
No, me no wanna meet anyone cause you need to listen to Stronger Bandager. You are all meanies, wanna also me no leak furries, so go away Ferrex.
Good on him for not wanting to meet a bunch of weirdos online. It's crazy that they banned him for simply just speaking the truth. Fliverty Doodad ended this day by pulling a Keno Casino and announcing that he was going to be taking a week-long vacation. Except this vacation went on much longer than just a week, because he went offline for nearly 6 months until he finally returned on August 3rd, 2015 at 8:30 a.m., where he revealed the origin of the universe.
In the beginning there was nothing. Then nothingness got destroyed and it becomes something. When you destroy something, it becomes nothing. Likewise, when you destroy nothing, it turns into something. That's where everything came from. Nothing was destroyed. Yay, logic.
He then went offline all the way until December 20th, 2015, when he tried reviving his Pie as the best thing ever forum that I previously mentioned. He accidentally deleted everything on. His first post was at 1:41 p.m. where he continued to spam as an illusion crusade.
We say it not real cause it's an illusion, therefore spam doesn't exist. Perfect argument.
ABC Like Pie would get weirdly philosophical from this point on, as about 5 minutes later he'd make a post titled,
Philosophy, philosophy, philosophy may hate it. Distinctions leak out in it are poopy. TERR2 understances FORWRNG.
I don't know what kind of elementary school Chucky is going to that he's learning about the philosophical distinction of the word ought, but it's definitely one of the most obvious giveaways that he's not 7 years old and he was probably taking a philosophy class in high school or college at the time. He made several other posts on his forum that week, but the only other one worth talking about was this really weird one that he made at 7:42 p.m. where he made an ABC Like Pie tiny chat room. It's not up anymore, obviously, but I can't even imagine the shit that went down there. I'm not familiar with Tiny Chat at all, but if it's anything like Omegle, then it might have been the first time that ABC Like Pie ever revealed his voice. He also made 2 entire boards dedicated to philosophy and science that were pretty amusing, coming from him.
If single number called E=mc² sounds like nonsense, cuz square isn't fair bit known.
Once 2015 ended and 2016 was finally upon us, he not only came back with a bang, but one of the greatest legacies of any internet user of all time.